Dr. Katherine E. James is a published author. You can see the two books down in the bottom left corner. Freedom is Your Birthright and Self-Love, a Gift You Give Yourself. A transformational speaker and a licensed professional counselor and university professor. She thrives in creating live, intimate, transformational experiences. Her annual Self-Love Queen's Adventure is a powerful example of this reality. Dr. James' life's intention is for every soul to know love and know that they are loved. It is her deepest belief that love always wins and the world is changed for the better, one loving action at a time. Let's give a round of applause and welcome our guest speaker, Dr. Katherine E. James.
Hello, everyone. Hello. And thank you so much for this opportunity to be here. I am elated. I am absolutely elated. Thank you. So the idea that the name of this is clarity, self-love, absolutely. The more that there's a positive correlation between clarity and self-love. The more that we love ourselves, the clearer we get about our life's intention and purpose. Michelle, thank you for the invitation. I'm always excited to be on any platform with you. So, all of the service that I do, beloved, everything that I do is anchored in Luke 10:27. Love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, mind, soul, and strength, and thy neighbor as thyself. Let me just say, I have been put on this earth to have the conversation about ask thyself. My conversation is not about loving God, although, yes, love God. It's not about loving our neighbor, although, yes, love our neighbor. But I've been purposed for this sole purpose is that we would love ourselves. Because when we fail to love ourselves, we have a struggle with loving God. We have a struggle with loving our neighbor. And we certainly have a struggle with living out the intention for which we have been born. There was one time I was on a platform with Michelle, and we were all challenged to come out with a drop the mic final saying, and I put myself into sequester, and I was like, okay, Papa, I call God Papa. Okay, Papa, what is my drop the mic saying? What is it that you want me to end all of my sayings with, all of my conversations with when I'm on stage? And he said this thing right here, and it blew my mind. He said, at the moment that Abba gave you his breath, you forfeited the right to not be amazing. I'm just saying. At the moment, pneuma, life, we got the breath of life. When we got that breath, we don't have the right, beloved, to not be amazing. Do you know that we have a portion of Papa's breath that nobody in the universe ever has or ever will again? Now, when we come to that, when we come to the clarity of that, when we come to the inside of that, when we come to the revelation of that, how is it possible to have the revelation that at the moment you got his breath, we forfeited, gave up, relinquished the right to not be amazing? We don't have the right to not show up in our full self. And this is the thing. Oftentimes we struggle with, I ain't, I can't, I won't, I don't. What if I fail at this? What if I fail at this? The reality is we can't fail at being ourselves. We fail when we're trying to do other people. We fail when we're trying to look like other people, sound like other people, but beloved, when we decide all I'm going to do is do me, I'm going to do me. India Ari says, just do you. I heard a voice that told me I'm essential, how all my fears was limiting my potential. Said it's time to step into the light and use every bit of the power you have inside. She says, what you waiting on? Who you waiting for? If you don't take a chance, you'll never know what's in store. Then she says, it's so powerful. Just do you. Just do you. Just do you. That's our only mandate to do us and to do us well. When we fail to love ourselves well, accept ourselves, value ourselves, embrace ourselves, it's hard to do us. When we fail to accept ourselves, then we always tripping on what happens. We're judging ourselves. So one of the ways that I help us, and let me tell you, I do the work myself. I do the work every day. There's never a day that I don't come to me and do the work and check in with myself. How we doing, girl? What's going on in your world? Do we love ourselves better today than we loved ourselves yesterday? I do that work every day because I understand that there is only one of me in the universe. Same for you. There's only one of you in the universe, and we have a unique contribution to add to humanity's puzzle. And beloved, if you don't add your contribution, that piece of the puzzle just cannot be filled. And that's a travesty. That's a travesty. None of us are alike. We don't have the same thumbprint. We don't have the same imprint. We don't affect the environment the same way. Every last one of us are needed in our unique way that we show up in the earth. And this is the thing that breaks my heart. So the saying that Michelle put up is that it is my life's intention that every soul would know love and know that they are loved. What can we do when we know that we are loved? What limitation can we not get beyond when I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, I know that I am loved. I know that love is available for me and it will always be available for me. Let me tell you, that helps us to get up in the morning in a different way than we do if we don't know that we are loved. So much is answered when I can for sure know that I love that I am loved. Now get this. If you love you well, if you love you intentionally, if you love yourself consistently, then you always know that you're loved. There is no question, no doubt, no hesitation when you do the work of loving you. And so I want to talk about accepting. Accepting you is meaning that you live without judging yourself. Let me read because I want to make sure I read it. Acceptance is to live without self-judgment. That's what I wrote. To live without self-judgment, not self-assessment. I need you to hear the difference. We need to assess. We need to know, did I meet the mark? You all talked about goals and things like that. Am I on task? Am I on target? I love what one of the ladies said. She said she complete an action item in every area of her life. In every area of her life. And I was looking for the frequency. I was like, is that every day? Is that every week? Is that what I was looking for? But this is the thing. When we accept ourselves, we are more likely, we have the energy, we have the wherewithal to even set a goal. We can be at such a low level of self-love that we don't set a goal. We don't even think it's possible for us to reach a goal. So talking about setting a goal, what is that? No. But when we grow in our self-love, we know that it's our responsibility to set goals. It's our responsibility to do everything that we can possibly do to reach the goal. Because if we fail to make our contribution, it is a travesty. It is a travesty. There is no way that I can do what you can do. And there's no way that you can do what I can do. And when we understand that, there is no need for competition. We will never be in a place of competing against anyone because it is such an irrelevant it's an irrelevant, not irrelevant, ridiculous. That's the word I'm looking for. It's a ridiculous concept that I would be in competition for any other human on the earth. Because nobody can compete with me being me. Nobody can compete with you being you. And when I accept me as valuable, when I accept me as wonderful, when I accept me as fabulous, when I accept me as a wonderful, handcrafted masterpiece creation, then let's just be about the business. I'm okay with failing. I'm okay with missing the mark. Because you know what I know about myself, and you know about yourself. When we do that, you're going to get back up. And you're going to look at the lessons. You're going to own whatever is yours to own. You're going to be like, yep, girl, you jacked that up. Like, nope, let's try that again. But what you're not going to do ever is beat yourself up. Let me tell you what you're not going to do. You're not going to beat yourself up. So last year or so, I lost 100 pounds. Lost 100 maybe a year and a half ago. For 37 years, I've been trying to figure this thing out. I've tried everybody's diet there is to try. If you told me it's a Twinkie diet, I'm going to try it. Like, I've tried it all. But finally, I found something that worked for me. Shed 100 pounds. Wonderful. Maintenance has always been my thing. I can lose weight. It's the maintenance of it. So now I'm up about 40, 50 pounds. Now we're going to still keep doing the work. We're going to learn it. But let me tell you what we ain't going to do for Kathy. We ain't going to beat her up. We're going to love her, because let me tell you, the energy that we use beating ourselves up, say you should have, you ought to, you were supposed to, that energy could be used getting back up. That energy can be used creating a new plan. That energy can be used loving on yourself so you can learn the new thing that you need. So what we don't have time to do, beloved, if we're going to fulfill life's purpose, if we're going to walk out destiny, if we're going to be the best, highest, truest, and fullest version of ourselves, we don't have time to reject ourselves. So acceptance is a first key. Valuing, recognizing, and I've talked about this already, recognizing your unique contribution. What is it that you do better than anybody else? And remember, this is not narcissism. It is not competition. But when you do you, nobody can hold a candle to it. Nobody can. So the only goal that we have, like our appreciation to Papa, is to just be us, to be the truest. Every day, I'm seeking to be a higher version of me, a truer version of me, a fuller version of me, and a freer version of me. To have less bondage, to have less limitations that I had before. I'm endeavoring to be free. So the things that tripped me up yesterday, I'm telling you, once I realize it, I do some things that's really interesting. I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm just going to take a jump because I have committed to be free. I committed that freedom is indeed my birthright, and I want everything that Papa wants for me. I want it all. I don't want to leave anything on the court. I'm going to try it all. I'm going to go through all the doors. Self-love helps us to go through doors we never thought we could go into. Self-love helps us to have conversations that we have previously been terrified to have a conversation. Self-love helps us to try a thing that we before could not even imagine. Now, the travesty of not loving ourselves well is so many things that happen. Oftentimes we move to the beat of other people's drums and not to the beat of our own. Oftentimes that gift that is a precious gift that would bless many people, if you would just do it the way you were birthed to do it, it never manifests. It never. So I want to show this one slide as I bring it to a conclusion here. I want to show this one slide that really brings to. So this is Og Mandino, and he says, I am nature's greatest creation. Since the beginning of time, never has there been another with my mind, my heart, my eyes, my ears, my hands, my hair, my mouth, none that came before, none that live today, and none that come tomorrow can walk or talk or move or think exactly like me. All men, we know when this was written, men and women are my brothers and sisters, yet I am different from each. I am a unique creation. Beloved, when we live from that space, we live in a space of celebrating who we are. Let me tell you, I don't go nowhere without one of these. Nowhere. Because I'm going to use every opportunity to celebrate this unique gift that is right here. And when I get on the plane, I'm looking for an opportunity to celebrate my brother or sister, because all of us are precious gifts. And I know, and I go to, I do a lot of speaking and things like that. I've got an opportunity to speak at Oakland University, and I promise you, before that conversation is over, they're going to see some pom-poms. Not only will they see some pom-poms, they're going to have some pom-poms. And my goal, why I endeavor, is to normalize celebrating you. Normalize celebrating you. The last story I'm going to share is that one time, I think it was my 50th birthday. I walked into work and I had this huge bouquet of balloons. And the security guard was like, oh, it's somebody's birthday. Whose birthday is it? And then I was like, mine. It was like, you bought your own balloons? I said, absolutely. Nobody celebrates me first. And I start my own party, all of them. And everybody else got to come in back. They got to come in and get in line. They joined me in the celebration, because one of the things that I learned in being 61 years old is that you don't wait for somebody to celebrate you when you understand that you are a gifted gift, a crafted masterpiece, that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, and I'm going to wait to be celebrated. No, beloved. I celebrate me. I take walks every day. I walk 2 miles every day, maybe 5 miles on some day, and I'm dancing most of the walk, Now, I promise you, people are thinking something's wrong with this lady, and like something is right with her. She has a sober awareness that she has been chosen and created and gifted in ways that no other human is gifted. And I'm going to endeavor to celebrate every moment of it. It don't mean I don't have challenges, but because I practice self-love, I get up sooner, quicker, faster. I don't stay down as long. I don't repeat the cycle as often. Because I live a life of self-love, I overcome sooner. And because I live a life of self-love, I don't allow myself to be in atmospheres that will not celebrate us as God's created, beautiful, loving children. And so that's what I have to share with you all for today. Thank you for this opportunity to share. I'm grateful.